Well, folks, this is nothing to brag about. For nearly 20 years, the state of Texas has led the nation in the number of children who die in hot cars.
Well, and the folks at Chevy say really the difference between life and death can really just be a simple reminder, and that's exactly what they've been looking at, right, Steve?
Yeah, good morning to you both. Leaving a baby behind in your hot car is something that, of course, we never think will happen to us, but it does, oftentimes with tragic consequences. The folks at GM battling back with an incredibly simple yet incredibly effective technology called Rear Seat Reminder. It delivers an audio and text indicator on the dashboard when it senses that maybe you have left something in the rear seat. Take a look at the video we've got for you. We got a very rare and exclusive invite to bring our news cameras inside GM's Arlington assembly plant, where every full-size GM SUV in the world is made. Each of them includes this technology. It was first developed by a female GM safety engineer. She's also a mother who saw an opportunity to keep families safe and even save lives.
The system actually detects when you're opening and closing the back doors before a drive. So you open and close the doors before a drive, you turn on the car, you go on a drive. It can be, a couple minutes, it can be a few hours, and as soon as you turn off the car, there's a notification and the sound that's going to pop up and saying, hey, make sure to check the back seat in case you forgot something.
So here's how simple it all is. The technology doesn't actually detect children or pets, but instead it uses rear door usage as an indication that something may be in the rear seat. So anytime you open the rear doors while the vehicle is turned on or up to 10 minutes before it's turned on, the technology is activated. This way the reminder only sounds when there is a chance you've left something in the back seat, and of course cuts down on the likelihood that you'll become desensitized to the signal if you were to hear it every single time you drove, right? The technology is so important, in fact, that it's been adopted by other manufacturers. It's interesting, this whole issue of heat inside vehicles, kind of a catch-22. The same technology that we love that keeps things like cool inside and sound insulation also creates a very hot environment inside the car. So all that stuff that keeps the cool in and the hot out also then traps heat inside of the car, of course, especially when you're parked. So for a lot of folks that say, you know what, it's not really all that hot today, regardless of what the mercury says, remember, it is exponentially hotter inside the vehicle. And this, of course, not only for babies, but for pets too, than it ever is outside. So again, Rear Seat Reminder, a very cool thing developed first by GM and put on vehicles right here in North Texas.
And I think on social media, people are like, how in the world would you leave your child in the back of a car? But here on the news business, it seems like we're covering it over and over again.
And let me tell you,
it seems like a lot of time it's somebody like another care worker or somebody else who's not used to dropping the child off at daycare or something like that.
Even as a new dad, so before I became a father, we would do these stories about people leaving children in their vehicles. I thought, oh, it could never happen to me. I would find myself, especially when our son was very young, and I wasn't used to having a child. I've been driving in cars for 25 years with no kids, and I wouldn't forget him, but I would be driving and then suddenly remember that he was back there because he was so quiet or sleeping. It happens. Unfortunately, it does.
And to people who are not horrible people, they're just busy or distracted.
Correct. Very simple technology making a huge difference.
If it saves one life, that's enough,
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And think of beauty because it's so simple.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you so much.